Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Allow me 1 minute just to make sure everything is working nicely. It seems to be. I listen back to my voice and I like what I hear. It's always a hard one. Does one like the way they hear? And if one sort of says that they do like the way they hear, is that narcissistic to admit that? I don't know if it is, but that's a sort of concern. It's a common insult that someone loves the sound of their own voice. That shouldn't be an insult, though, should it? One loves their own voice. Maybe they've just got a lovely, soothing voice. Okay, cool. There's a quest down there. I didn't tell you guys, so it's been quite a few days. I'm going to fill you in on what has occurred since we last stram. But for now, I thought I'd just show you this cool area. So we're right on the northwestern cusp of Desolace, and this is what we're seeing. We're seeing this monument, Ethel Rethor. Not sure really what to make of it, but we're going to explore it anyway. We're literally just exploring in Desolace. There isn't a quest out here that I know of. So let's see. There's nothing here, but we did see a quest just down there. Okay, well, we can't go in here. But let's go down here and see what this fella has to say for himself. Looks like maybe a warlock or a mage. Oh, the Argent Door. Azor Aldemort. Don't know anything about this guy. But we shall take a look. But before I do, I want to just do something in the stream. I've been working a little bit to try and improve the quality of the stream. And it's hard to do that without getting a new internet connection, which we cannot do where I live. And so until we can, oh my god, 2 friends here too. Until we can, what I've been doing is every stream I've been increasing the bit rate by 50, which is not a very big amount. For context, I'm at about 8,600 bit rate right now. I think to get a perfect stream, I would like to have something around 12,000 or 15,000. I think we'll probably get to about 9,000 without dropping frames. So I'm testing it every day just to increase it a little bit until we start dropping frames. And when we do, I will know that we have gone too far. So allow me just to test that as well. I think we're good. Okay, let's talk to Azor Aldemort and see what's going on. The Burning Blade in Thunderak's fortress to the east is rumored to have acquired the Scepter of Light from the Naga. A legend tells that the scepter is able to sink entire cities under the great seas. The Burning Blade must not be allowed to possess such power. To that end, you must retrieve the scepter yourself. It is held by a Burning Blade seer who studies the scepter from atop one of the Thunderak's watchtowers. So get the Scepter of Light and return that to this Azor Aldemort guy. It's an interesting name, a name that doesn't sort of ring a bell in terms of other peoples around the land. I mean, oftentimes you find that there are names that are shared. Well, I found there's names that are shared across Azeroth. You might find the people of Stormwind have a certain pattern of way of having their name, and then people of obviously the different elven races. But Azor Aldemort, that doesn't ring a bell. Let's just have a look around, see what else we've got going for us. This is very cool, actually. Look at this here. So we have a little pillory place, which looks nice. God, look at all the explore potential. We have a sunken ship. Wow. Lots of valleys. Anything down the floor? Oh, there's a little boat that's broken up on the shore. Is that an item? Oh my gosh, we found something. Rackmore's log down there. Wow. Okay, I think we found a hidden quest. Gennal, do you mind? Well, actually, you know what, Gennal? you're a mage, aren't you? So before you do anything else, buff up, become a proper mage that you are. We all know you are. Make some water. Make some lembas bread as well. A few gems here and there would be lovely. Let's also get a dampened magic up. And a scroll of stamina just to be a completionist. Okay, now Gennal, eat a light feather and down you go. It only works if she's continuously running. She can't just stay still. So if she runs, then she goes slowly. If she was to stay still, then that wouldn't work. Okay, so here then we have Rackmore's log. I wonder how it survived. Well, I suppose. Interesting chest here as well. Doesn't look sort of out of place. Anyway, let's read the log, then I'll give you my thoughts on what's going on here. I am Ulysses Rackmore, captain of the Gallant, and this is the log of the last few days of my doomed ship. We were sailing to Feathermoon Stronghold with a shipment of supplies when Naga stormed the sides of the Gallant. We drove them back, but we knew they'd return. Fearing the loss of my most precious belongings, I steered the Gallant to an island off the coast of Desolace, one with old night elf ruins. And there I left my treasure chest. Okay, claim Rackmore's treasure. Actually, wait a second. Decline. Read again and continue reading. My chest is one of ingenious design and requires 2 keys to unlock, 1 gold and 1 silver. The first key, the silver key, I gave to my first mate, and I kept the gold. But we were doomed to lose them. My key was lost during the next Naga attack, and my first shipmate was lost a day later when Dry Snap Macrora assailed us and pulled him into the deep. I am sure the Naga and Macrora have the keys. I am glad the two are enemies and will not share them. So Naga and Macrora. After the Macrora attack, we could see that the Gallant would not survive another, so I and a few remaining sailors abandoned my ship. We are now ashore and will soon strike out for the town of Nigel's Point, but much danger lies between us and Sanctuary. I fear Desolace will consume us. I write this now in hopes that some will know our plight and someday avenge us against the watery fiends who were our ruin. Wow, okay. So, the Gallant to an island off the coast of Desolace, old night elf ruins. Right, so let's do this. Rackmore's log tells of how his ship was sailing for Feathermoon Stronghold when it was attacked by seafaring creatures. To prevent his treasure from falling into enemy hands, he hid his chest on Ranasjar Isle. To open the chest requires 2 keys of silver and gold. The keys were lost, but if the keys in the chest are found, a treasure awaits. Fantastic. So we need the keys to open this chest. That, I believe, must be their boat. So is it one of these isles then? I think it might be. Should we try and see? Maybe over there. Let's do some exploring and find out. We have a strangle kelp over here too. We don't want these. So Slitherblade. Is it anything to do with them? No. Let's go over here. We're entering combat already. Goodness me. They're only level 32 and we are the milestone level of 40 now. Yeah, let's head for this island first. Let Gennal get a breather when she gets there. And then continue onwards to this island. Which I never spotted on the map. Looks fully formed as well. Absolutely, Night Elf Ruins over there. I wonder if there's any more quests when we get there. Oh, there's some interesting stuff going on below too. Very murky actually. Maybe we should try to be a little bit more cautious. Lots of Naga around. The Myrmidon there. Dual wielding, some swords. So as we all know, Turtle WoW has been very popular recently. So popular, in fact, that it's been impossible for myself to get online. And because of that, I've been very sad. Very, very sad. But we're back, and it seems like the Turtle Well developers have made a small alteration to how queuing works yesterday. So what that means for the EU servers is that there's EU priority. Those people from the EU get priority to log on first, which I think makes sense. It's another sort of barrier, I guess, for the SEA players, Southeast Asian players, which isn't nice, but at the same time, it's only a computer game, and there are 3 other servers, I believe, for Southeast Asian players. And so trying to promote their use of those areas, of those servers, I think is the right move. Instead of saying, look, you're banned from the European servers, this method, I think, is probably the best move possible. Oh my god, Rackmore's chest. So is this Rackmore's chest? I thought it was the one back on shore. Anyway, as I say, I think that's probably the best mechanism they've got in place for now. There's never normally a queue when I start playing in the morning on a weekday, but weekends are truly, truly awful. You know, I can't log in at all. I think I had 2 4-hour queues on the attempts that I made this weekend to get online. And oh my god, look how deep this is. So we are right now up here, Ranajar Island in Desolace, and I previously said, what is the deepest ocean in the game? And I'm thinking it might be here. I can't even look down. Well, that's weird, isn't it? Oh, there we go. I can look down now. That is deep. I wonder if we can get all the way down there if we had some sort of... If we had a water breathing potion, we probably could. So I'm now thinking that this might be the deepest ocean in the game. You see the dark blue there as well. Right. Requires gems of the serpent. What is this about? I don't know what the gems of the serpent is. Anyway, let's try and find some mobs. It seems like there are a few other players around here. It could be the Slitherblade that we want to be killing. Yeah, it seems like they're all Slitherblades around here. And a big turtle shell. So perhaps I'm right in thinking that any of the Nagas that were in the water up till here could have been killed as well. What about the Makrura? Those shelled creatures. Oh, let's get this one here. I wonder if we will get some gems just randomly from killing these 2. The gems for that statue. Anyway, all that to say that I really hope the server issues are solved. As there's other things as well. A friend and I wanted to play this weekend. We were planning on playing all yesterday, and we couldn't. So instead, we played Diablo, which was just as fun. It was a lot of fun too. But it would have been nice to play some Turtle Well. God, level 34. Sorry, level 34. Rackmore's golden key. That's nothing like saying being level 34. So we have the gold key. We now need to kill the Makrura. I don't remember seeing any Makrura. Shall we see if we can swim around? Let's get to this southern... Actually, yeah, the southern or eastern end of the the island and then look around. So it could be around here somewhere. Right, yeah, let's jump in here and take a look under the water. What do your keen elf eyes see? Nothing really. No macrura. Are they on the floor? No, not on the sea floor. There's some oxygen over there. So I wonder if we should get nearer to the sea floor, then make our way perhaps over in this direction. I've got this sneaky feeling that something that happened was in that journal entry we read that they mentioned the Makrura, the sailor that was holding the key, was accosted on the way to the shore, to the mainland rather. So let's keep an eye out for the Makrura. I have to say that it's not my most... Well, a mossy footlocker. That'd be nice for a rogue. It's not my favourite place to be under the water in WoW. It's a bit of a dismal affair. You know, an expansion I didn't really play much of was Cataclysm. And I remember there being an entire... Well, I thought it was an entire area, although I barely played it. That was underwater. I can't remember what that land was called. Yeah, but I barely played that one. And I think I was most put off by the prospect of leveling underwater. But they did make it a lot more favourable, I think, for leveling. It gave you some buffs so that swimming was fine, you know, good speed. It was a bit brighter as well, so it wasn't like this. Despite Gennal's keen elven eyes being in her head, she cannot make out where these Makrura are. So we will head to the shoreline. And we will actually ask, let's do that. Let's be a good team player. Anyone know where the Makrura are located for the quest? Let's do that. Another waterlogged footlocker just under there. Some of these people seem to have done or are coming away from that quest. Is there a reason for that? Have they completed it already? The only other thing I can sort of think to myself is that we need to read this quest a bit closer. A giant soft shell clam under the water. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, God, goodness. A deep strider searcher as well. Oh, I thought I could maybe interrupt that boy, but it didn't work. They could be under the water near that ship. Maybe if you look over there. Let's try that. I think we're going to have to leave this. Just get PF quest plus turtle. Right, that didn't quite answer the question. But thanks for the recommendation. Sad cow face. That's not how I like to play my game. Anyway, let's continue. So, here we go. First key, the silver key going to my first mate. My key was lost during the next Nara attack. My first mate's was lost a day later when the dry snap macro assailed us and pulled him into the deep. Okay, dry snap macro. Oh, dry snap pincher. Fantastic. We found them. Okay, let's jump into the water. Yeah, here they are. Does mean we have to go all the way back to that island, but that's okay because we know where these are now. So I suppose then that was their ship that went down. Should we get some more breath? Let's do that. Can we fire from up high? Yeah, let's get the high ground here. Got another sort of caster friend. Definitely not a friend, actually, it's an undead nearby. I wonder how undead feel about high elves. You know, seeing as their leader was a high elf in life, Sylvanas. Do they have maybe some small, or maybe a little bit less aversion towards high elves than they do perhaps towards other alliance races? Who knows? I mean, also though, in lore, there should be a few more races that are undead. You know, for example, high elves. Once again, many of the rangers, Sylvanas's rangers, were destroyed by Arthas. So that would also make sense. We need to watch our breath here. Maybe head for that little opening there. Get ourselves or suck ourselves down a nice bubble. Yeah, let's have a nice bubble. Bathe ourselves in air bubbles. Fantastic. There we go. Instant full breath. I was doing a little bit of reading as well. Well, YouTube videoing about Desolace, and it's actually an incredibly lore-rich zone. Like the history of centaurs, I can't remember all of it, but the history of centaurs is quite fascinating as well. And how in lore, I think actually one of the games as well, one of the Warcraft games, the Tauren were having incredible difficulties against the centaur. And the centaur were at war with the Tauren. They were two races at war. And I think if the war had kept going, I didn't actually play the Warcraft games, but I think if the war had kept going, the centaurs were likely to have won. And also in lore, the centaur are much larger than is portrayed in the game. Much, much larger. And it also seems as though centaur came about from the, I think it was the, not merging, the reproductive canal. No, it was the birth of a child born to the, oh god, who was it? It was a Zenitar, who is one of the sons of the centaur, not the centaur, the Cenarius, Zenitar. I think that one of the sons of Cenarius, Zenitar, and the Earth Mother, the one that's in Moradin, the last boss. So it's their love child are the centaurs, which is fascinating as well. But also in lore, they are quite a dumb species, race. It seems they're not the most, as we sort of noticed while being there and while playing in the Kolkar and the Magmar zones. You know, they're somewhat primitive as a race, which means, you know, it's quite interesting that Taurens were basically going to be knocked out of the game by them. Oh, there's someone chasing for this one. Let's get him first. Oh, we got him. For some reason, he's going for the small boys. Not sure why that is. Maybe he mistargeted? I don't know. Oh my god, our breath. Our breath, we died. I'm talking lore too much, guys. That's what's going on. Talk too much lore. And in doing so, absolutely wrecked ourselves. God. Embarrassment. I should have auto run here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Still getting used to these key bindings, especially if not playing for several days now. Forced unplaying, I have to remind you all. The servers were very busy. So I'm hoping we're going to be back to our normal schedule now. I do hope so. I've missed this game tremendous. I missed the game, but also playing with you a lot. There we can see Ethel, Rethor in the distance. I'd like to learn a little bit more about this place too. I don't really know what this is about. Perhaps it's Night Elven. I mean, there are Night Elven ruins nearby. So it could make sense for it to be related to that. We also have some unread mail. Coffee. Absolutely required. Anything else we need to do admin-wise? Admin means talents. Admin means gear and bags. Do we have any gear that we want to think about? Feline mantle. I think we just need to sell some things. 7 stamina, 6 spirit, shoulders. I remember, yeah. Okay, I wanted the stamina, didn't I? And the armor, I suppose. I'm just trying to remember as well. I think Moradin must be over here. I think it has to be like over here somewhere. But yeah, just a fascinating backstory to and lore in this zone. I mean, you can tell from the Night Elven ruins over here. Which makes me think, actually, I'm very interested in taking a look at the revamped Azshara. You know, what have they done to that place? That had a lot of potential. That was just, you know, they pretty much didn't touch it at all in vanilla. So have they done things to it? I hope so. Oh, we got the tag. Fantastic. We should probably finish it off, shouldn't we? Oh, what is going on? Did we just get I feel like we just got attacked, but I suppose we didn't. Alright, let's bandage up. It's hard to drink and eat out here. I don't think you can drink and eat in the water. Should we have a look? Can't do that while swimming. Okay, yeah, clearly. Instead, let's meditate in the water. It's a bit like we're in one of those... I can't remember the term. Oblivion chamber. Sensory deprivation chamber, that's the one. Oblivion chamber. Where we just can't hear anything around us. The water is pounding our ears. So the only thing going on is that we're able to focus purely and meditate on nothing but the sounds in our ears. Right, Gennal, you need breath. Don't push yourself too much. I understand, of course, that you are you love to live life on the edge, but please, for me, be careful. I often feel as well like some of these elemental magics shouldn't work so well underwater. I mean, I'm not complaining. It would pretty much make Gennal useless. But fire, for example, perhaps that shouldn't work underwater. I'm thinking about it. Actually, Gennal wouldn't be useless if she couldn't do fire magic. I mean, she's barely capable of casting Fire Blast, so... Shellfish? Let's have a look. That looked a bit odd. Huh. That seems like something that I would imagine has been added with Turtle WoW, because I've never seen actually that icon. How weird. It looks like is it a lobster perhaps? I don't think a lobster is a shellfish. I think it's a crustacean, right? How strange. I guess lobsters, IRL, are sort of like macra, but massive in WoW. I think that's how it is. Macra are big lobsters. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, let's take this one here. Oh, he's being attacked, is that right? Oh no, they're both Hordes. $525. Gennal, that took off over half that Macra's health. Well done. Watch your breath, Gennal. You're in half breath. Maybe a nice crit would be good here. Just one to finish, that's fine. Okay, up you go. Breathe some oxygen. That's it. Mixed with nitrogen, mixed with carbon dioxide, and a few other trace chemicals. I wonder if there's a different gaseous composition. I guess not, because you know it sort of seems to be this one of these Goldilocks planets, Azeroth, and so I'd imagine quite similar composition to ours. Although they do seem to have some pretty stark differences in climate within very short areas. You know, they have these deserts right next to cold mountainous areas. Like Desolace right next to Herbalism. You'd expect a few trees in Desolace, unless you know something massive occurred. That was an unnatural event, perhaps. Oh, nice. The Silver Key and Night Sky Cowl. Let's take a look at this cowl. I don't want to get rid of the Tattered Defias mask, though. That's the only thing. Oh, this is a big choice. Okay. So while we swim back to this island ahead of us, we'll take a look at this. So first of all, let's look at the look. Interesting. Doesn't at all go with our look. But then when we compare the two, so we have... It's annoying that we can't directly compare by holding shift. So we have 12 intellect, 5 spirit, and we have... Actually, there's not much difference in terms of armor, but 12 intellect, 5 spirit. I mean, it is an increase. I just love the Defias mask. Let's put it on. No, let's not. Let's sell it instead. We need the gold. So choice has been made. We're going to sell that gear because we need the gold. Sell it in the auction house. Is there anything else for the auction house around here? I don't think so. That Cutthroat's Cape of Spirit. No one really buys Spirit, do they? No, I think we're fine. Let's just sort our bags out while we are just swimming nicely over to this island. Let's put some consumables in here. This is our consumables bag. We're supposed to have a herb bag, but we haven't picked any up for so long. Silk seems to sell pretty well in the auction house as well. Though we do like to make bandages out of that. Let's go round to this southern tip of the island. Delicious cave mold. I'd like to try that IRL. See what that's like. Oh, actually, I forgot the chest is actually located around just on the other side of this marble. What does artifice mean? I don't know. Sometimes I think of words I want to use, but then I don't quite understand their meaning. Artifice. Anyone know artifice? There we go. There's the chest. Right, Rackmore's chest. The chest is securely locked. Not for long. It opens to reveal Rackmore's treasure. So we get a new wand, which is worse than ours. Okay. And a shield. The shield is very cool. That's an awful shield, actually. You could simply slip a blade through that. Okay. Well, we'll take it anyway. Cool. Great. Glad to do that. I'm also interested, though, to learn more about this statue that we found. The statue we found, we don't know anything about. The Gem of the Serpent. Gosh, definitely a razor tail right next to us. Jill, how did you not see the razor tail? Oh, a bit of lag. Just a little bit. Alright, finish him off, and then we will decide where to go next. Okay, so I am thinking we will head back to Nigel's Point, get the Scepter of Light. Oh, okay, so actually maybe we head towards Thunderaxe Fortress and we do that quest. Then that would be the right move. Okay, let's go for a swim. And while we swim across Sartheris Strand, I will be right back. Okay, be back shortly. Oh, rudely interrupted there by a Slitherblade Naga. Couldn't wait until I was back. Was too eager to say hello, Gennal. Hello. But the only way Naga know to say hello is through combat. And then death. It's difficult because Naga, they're actually quite friendly creatures. They love to say hello. You've noticed before, so many of them attacked us, but that's actually them saying hello. And in doing so, though, many of them die. Right, so on the Scepter of Light, there is also this Lingering Mother quest. And it says southwest of here is a spirit, so that's from Nigel's Point southwest. I don't really know anything more about where that could be. And I'm wondering if we should maybe explore over there a bit. So if we can make our way up here before we perhaps head to the Thunderaxe Fortress again. If we head up here, should we just explore? Let's just explore. See what's going on. Alright, so we have, as usual, in Desolace, quite a few of these thunder lizards, these kodos. Is there anything we're missing up here? There's one kodo that's made its home. Anything around the corner? Nope. Then let's continue north a bit. I've said it before, I do still wonder if there's sort of a... Fontanus. What is Fontanus? Should we try killing Fontanus? We'd have to clear a few of these mobs around here first. It's level 41. Let's try killing Fontanus for no good reason other than it's a test of Gennal's, of what Gennal is made of. Let's do that. So let's make our way towards Fontanus. Perhaps what it is that, you know, it's an elemental, and in killing an elemental, you can gain as a mage some of its potency for yourself, and maybe it is a permanent increase. You cannot. I keep forgetting you can't interrupt these thunder lizards' lightning attacks. Maybe it's a bit like a dragon breathing fire. You know, it's not magic. It is their physiology. Okay, so before we take this guy on though, let's make sure we have dampen magic applied. Right, so we'll go for some water and some food. Let's also maybe make a mana agate, as we only have the more powerful jade, but it could be nice to have both. And dampen magic, of course. Full mana again. And then we'll start kiting this guy. Looks like we'll clear around here. I do wonder though if frost magic is going to be useful against him. If not, we will reset. Let's hope. Here we go. Resist. Okay. Let's take another try. It didn't say immune though, so that's something at least. Alright, so let's get some distance. Do this again. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Right. I'm reckoning that what we do is once we have this lag sorted, there's a lot of lag going on, we're going to reset. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. Well, you know what? We attempted it and it didn't work out for us at all. So instead, let's return to life and we will run our way up to Nigel's point and hope we don't get absolutely destroyed on the way. But I don't think we will, unless it's by an alliance. Because this area tends to be very horde and alliance player heavy. So they should pull the mobs as you just saw there. And what we'll make sure we do, as we've been trying to this whole time while in Desolace, is on the first day that Gennal arrived in Desolace, she noticed this caravan on the road. And the caravan was had a goblin leading it. Of course, there are goblins everywhere around here. But he asked us to escort him, and then we lost track of him. We haven't found him since. So we reckon that he patrols around here. Anyway, we'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out. I'm going to make one small change to the stream as well. I said earlier that I've been slowly increasing the bitrate of our stream by 50. So we're now at 8650. And increasing the bitrate essentially allows for a more smooth stream for you guys on your end. So in doing this, and if there's no drop frames, then it will just look better for you guys. But my issue is that at a certain point we're going to start dropping frames, and that's the point we should halt the increase at, and we should go back down 50 again. Really, I'd like to get to about 12,000 to 15,000, but as I said before, I'm limited by my internet provider, and they're just where we live. The best we can get is poor. It's 34 megs per second download and around about 9 upload. But that's at non-peak times, and at peak times it's way down. It's like 12 download, 4 upload, which is absolutely awful for streaming. Aha, this is the guy we needed, but it looks like he doesn't need us. Quark right there doesn't need us. So it looks like someone has already escorted him to safety. Anyway, in the future, we will hopefully be able to help Quark. Now, something else I'm thinking is that we have these quests that we have to hand in, of course. And this Down the Scarlet Path one is an interesting one, because that, I believe, leads us to a Scarlet Monastery quest. But once we've handed these in, I know that there's another one that we could do that is in that we get from Dustwallow Marsh, and it sends us back here to go down to Manarok Coven. So I'm somewhat tempted right now to head back to Dustwallow Marsh, get that quest, hand in a couple of others that we have. So this one here, the Captain Garen Vimes, I think that's the only one we have actually. I'm going to drop this other one, the High Perch Venom, because that is 1,000 needles and we're not questing there. But I think if we do that, that sounds like a good move to me. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, let's fly over to Dustwallow Marsh. Let's do that. And hand in a few quests. So we have this one first, a Corporal Melkins. Do you have a report, Gennal? Ah, there is. Well done. Your service to the Alliance is unquestioned, Gennal. The blood you spilled in Desolace will, no doubt, save countless lives. Ring of Khan. Fantastic. Well, let us know, Corporal, if there's anything more we can do for you. Will do, Gennal. Okay, up here we go. So in here we have one of Cenarius' children. I don't know if it actually is Keeper Mirandis. Probably not, actually. Although maybe all druids are, and all life is a product in some distant fashion or way of Cenarius. So maybe I'm correct there. Brother Anton, we have been down the path of the dead, the Valley of Bones.
What can I do for you?
You have proven your resolve, and the Scarlet Crusade commends you. If you do not shy from righteous slaughter, then perhaps your path lies with us. We of the Scarlet Crusade lay claim to strongholds from Hearthglen to Tirisful Glades. We are quite proud of our bastions of cleansing throughout Lordaeron. You have proven yourself against the undead and Desolace, but the true threat of the plague lies in Lordaeron. Travel to the town of South Shore in the Eastern Kingdoms and seek out a crusader named Raleigh the Devout. Give him this letter of commendation bearing my seal, and he will escort you to a place of honor in our Scarlet Monastery. That's cool. Oh, that's very cool. Right, looks like we're making some inroads with the Scarlet Crusade. Fantastic news. All right, let's sell some stuff. We don't need that because we are a mage. Still trying to get to that far distant 40G that we need for our mount. We'll get there eventually, of course. But it's going to take a while now. Anything else here? Nope. Ghost Plasma. This is our quest bag. Traveler's backpack. Letter of Commendation. That's also a quest item. We're not a shaman. We can sell that. Gennal hates the colour yellow, so she also sold that t-shirt. I think it was actually a buttoned shirt. Okay, no sell price for a shellfish. We will sell this in the auction house, so we will keep that. Let's say that this is the bag for... This is the bag of selling items in the auction house. How about that? Shellfish, I don't want that. I don't know what it's for either. So, despite it looking cool, we're going to get rid of it. Let's put food there. Okay, fine. I think that's that. Right. Let's actually, yeah, let's do this. Let's fly to Dustwallow Marsh. And we will get the Manorock Coven quest, hand in the other one, and continue from there. So if we were to fly back, it looks like there's a direct path actually, which is nice. Okay. Oh, we're already mounted. Get off Tommy. Put Tommy away. Back to Theramore we go. Wow, swimming in midair for a second there. What a mage. What a mage she is. Something I feel like, I don't know if this is a reasonable thought, it might not be, is that when someone is a young, naive, innocent streamer, clearly it's hard to get people to watch your streams unless you're playing something that's an attractive game, a popular game, then it can be very difficult. And I feel that for a young streamer that has a few loyal viewers, that your streaming career really rests on a knife edge. Because I think to be popular, or rather to be successful in the streaming business, you have to have a few things. You have to be regular. So you have to be reliable and regular, and stream at maybe not the same time of day, but stream regularly, maybe every day. And then also stream for a prolonged period of time. I don't think that maybe an hour or 2 hours is even enough. Thirdly, I mean, those first two are necessary but insufficient if you are boring as fuck. Like if you're a boring person, or if you have nothing to say that is of interest, then I think you will struggle to find an audience. Clearly, I'm being a bit facetious. Boring isn't the thing. I am very boring, and yet I think one can always find things to talk about if they have, let's say, experience in the game. If you've played this many times before, played this for years, have a long history with it, you can always find things to say. Or you can do something like what I do, which is a mix of that mixed with observational stuff. Like, oh, look at this. There's some odd wasp nests over here. I think we know that these are actually from harpies, but very interesting anyway. I never really noticed these things unless I'm going along and pointing them out and playing the way that we play with Gennal. But those three things, so reliability, length of stream, reliability, I guess it's consistency would be more accurate with streaming, length of stream, and then having something to say. I feel like the third part isn't actually so important, that actually having something to say at the beginning. As strange as that might sound, I think the first two lend themselves to the third part. What I mean by that is, I feel like if you can just get the first two parts right as a young streamer, as a new streamer, that third part will sort of fall into place eventually. You know, you'll become more, I guess, more experienced, less, like more confident, I suppose is the correct term. And you won't feel as shy being in front of a camera, you know, speaking to no one. But if you can get those first two right, then people will hop in, and then they'll make your job easier. I think once you have viewers, actually they make your job easier by asking questions, by talking to you. And then you don't have to worry about having something interesting to say on your own. You can just have conversations with your viewers. Anyway, as I say, I think that as a young streamer, you cannot be inconsistent. I think you have to just turn up every day and play the game, or do whatever it is you're doing on your live streams. And for me, thankfully, I don't actually care if this becomes nothing, because I am not reliant on this. I'm not hoping this becomes something massive. In fact, I think I like the small scale that we have at the moment. Gosh, look how many players there are. It's quite nice. But although I don't seem to have this drive to become super popular or large, at the same time, I'm trying for that number 1 and 2, the consistency. And actually not the length at all. I can only maximally do like 2 hours per stream. But I am still hoping for that consistency, because I'm a human like everyone else. I like to see the numbers increase. I like to see the viewer counts and the watch time increase. Likes too, despite the fact that I think it's hard to. Something I find interesting is that, like, when I am playing and when I'm watching a video, I very rarely like them, despite liking the video that I'm watching. And I feel like lots of other people are the same way. But since streaming, I've tended to like other people's videos much more. I would be interested to know, what is it that makes people like a video rather than simply liking it? They tangibly go and they click that button. What is that about? Maybe it's asking people is a thing as well. Like videos, guys, please. That could be a thing that actually does work. Right, Captain Garen Vimes. The Guards of Theramore, the finest group of Alliance soldiers based in Kalimdor. It is our duty to uphold the laws of the Alliance, even so far away from our homes. Damn it. If it was the Quill Wars, it would make it so easy. Shame. But at least we ruled out one of the suspects. Nevertheless, good work. Finally, we got at least a step closer to solving this mystery. Please take this gold as a reward from Lady Jaina herself. Wow, thank Lady Jaina for me. 1 gold, that's massive. You have another quest for us, Captain Garen? Yes, I had a talk with one of our scouts. He is well responsible for spying on Camp Tarajo, deep in the Barrens, and he is certain, I believe him, that no Tarajo Tauren ever wielded this shield. I tell you about this because if it was really of Tauren craftsmanship, then the owner of the shield must have lived in the swamp for some time. I sent our infiltrators to check out the Brackenmore village, the Horde outpost here, for any sign of Taurens. While they're on their mission, I have a request. Gather intel from our watchtowers in the marsh. Maybe our soldiers remember something remarkable. Okay, we will visit them again. It's been a while since we talked to the watchtower soldiers, so we will go and see them. So what do you think? Do you think there's a third, or maybe a fourth aspect to streaming? So there's consistency, there's length of stream, and then having something to say. What else is important for streaming, I wonder? Any thoughts? I'm just going to change the bitrate a little bit as we dropped a couple of frames here and there. So yeah, that's the test complete then. It seems like 8,600 is where we need to be for our bitrate. Good to know. Right, so there was that quest. Is there anything else you wanted to do here? The shield owner, so reports. Okay, the good snuff. That was going all the way down to Tanaris. Oh, the thing we are actually here for, going into this tower, Jaina's tower, because there is a mage down here we need to talk to who has a interesting quest. Interesting and yet suspicious, I would say. Okay, so it's this guy here, Magus Hallister. It has been years since the invasion of the Burning Legion during the Third War, and while they have been defeated, they still hold much sway upon Azeroth. Demonic magic is extremely potent, and it is something I have been tasked with studying. Have you? In the region of Desolace, within an area known as Manorock Coven, there is quite a sizable demonic presence. It is there that I ask of you to acquire a Manorock demonic sigil. Finding one may be rare, but if we are to have a chance to defeat the Burning Legion, then we must know all that we can. Slay them and bring me one of their sigils for study. Okay, Mages, I will do that. And let's go and say hello to our friend Jaina while here. As I feel like we haven't seen her for a while. Okay, all the way up. There was actually another mage up here too that we... Another quest, and Jaina is there. Okay, I almost thought Jaina wasn't around. 1 second. I almost thought she wasn't around, but she is. But Jaina, we'll say hello to you. Hello, Jaina. Hello. Hello. But now we're going to talk to Archmage Turvosh, who has a task for us. Well met, Gennal. We must be brief because there is much to do. I've recently begun testing various crystals and their arcane properties. Lady Proudmoore has given me leave to ask travellers heading into Desolace to seek out a place called Moradin. Within the ruined temple are great... Oh my god. What has happened? Guys. Why did you call away this boy, whose name I can't remember, on a sudden mission like that? I was talking to him. I suppose he must have thought that your quest was more important, but it wasn't. Look how many there are as well. What is going on? Level 19? Ugh. Far too many. Is this what happens then when they teleport away to do another quest elsewhere? So it doesn't create a double of them. I sort of thought that in game it would have created a double, because we see them later up here near North Point Tower, both Jaina and Herbosh. But this is not what I expected. Well, we'll use it as an opportunity to buff up. That's what we'll do. A couple of buffs, dampen magic 2, of course. That sounds good to me. Anything else we need? We don't need any gems. Okay. Can we make anything else? Can we make a potion? Nope. We did get Ice Barrier as well. I forgot about this. So we have all the shields in the world. I guess we'll take a seat as well. This child doesn't want it. We'd give it to the child if they wanted it, but we won't. Look at it perched right on the edge like that. How delicate. Adorable, some people might say. I wouldn't though. I'd say it's just proper. You know, she knows how to sit. Oh, there we go. Let's actually pick up the quest before he disappears again. Gosh. Yeah, let's pick up the quest so he doesn't disappear, and we will talk it through again. I've recently begun testing various crystals and their arcane properties. Lady Proudmore has given me leave to ask travellers heading into Desolace to seek out a place called Moradin. Within the ruined temple are great elementals composed of purplish stones I've named shadow shards. If you decide to head in that direction and find some of the crystals, I would be very thankful. I could even fashion you a trinket from them if you so desired. I would desire. Plus 10 intellect. That's quite nice. Well, thank you, Tervosh. And thank you, Lady Jaina. Goodbye. Let's head down. Ooh, nice jump there through the gap. Good jump, Gennal. Just a little bit dizzy now, though, from all that jumping and twirling. Couldn't quite make her way out the exit. Alright. So let's get back on Tommy. Check our gold reserves. 27 gold. We're getting closer to that elusive 40. We're getting there now. And it also looks like Moradin is a yellow quest. So that's exciting. I thought the Moradin was a higher level. So if we look at looking for turtles, what do we see? We see that Moradin isn't on our radar. Okay, well I thought it would be. Yeah, I thought it would be, but I suppose not. We do also have quite a few quests to complete in Scarlet Monastery, so really we should think more about that too. Pervosh, we just said bye, and you're here too. How crazy! You get about, don't you? Okay, so we need a report. Is there a report from here that we can get? It is the Shield's owner quest. So Talmand Slator, what a name. Valnor. So perhaps not from here then. So one here, North Point. Watchtowers in the marsh. Is there someone else here that we have to talk to, perhaps? Oh, Private Slator. Here we go.
What can I do for you?
Slator, I'm asking you about the Tauren presence in Desolace Marsh. Have you heard anything?
Have a good one.
Tauren? Well, I haven't seen any in a long time. I heard something about Grim Toten in the north. You have greater success asking close to the Brackenwall village. Maybe they know of some Tauren newcomers. Alright, we'll head in that direction. Anyone else here? Talmand is also here, apparently. Private Talmand. What about you, Talmand? Have you heard of any Tauren in Dustway Marsh? Yeah, a sizable force moved here very recent. They're the Grimtoe and Tauren, though. At odds with the Horde as far as I'm concerned. Good. Let them fight among themselves. Okay. Well, that's from these two at the same watchtower. I'm just thinking that Valnor might be here too, but otherwise Valnor is likely going to be at the northern watchtower. So we'll go to North Point Tower now and see if we can find Valnor. On the way, I wonder if we should stop by Jarl and see if he's still as mad as ever. Probably is. We didn't check our mail either. That was an error. God, another thing we should do is set our Hearthstone around here. We have it at Stormwind currently, but that's not necessary because actually being here, we're quite close to Ratchet, which has an auction house and a bank. So I'm not so concerned about having our hearth kept to Stormwind. Something I'd like to focus on a bit more as well is Gennal attaining Revered with the Silver Moon, as there's a nice nice item that we can get from the vendor. There's Jarl, he has nothing for us. What an odd boy Jarl is. Very jittery. He would actually probably make very good friends with Jitters from Duskwood, thinking about it more. Right, North Point Tower should be around here somewhere. It's just such a foggy area that these towers just appear out of nowhere all of a sudden. You can't see it from a distance. See, look at that. Just appears. Maybe only 30 meters line of sight, something like that, in this sort of weather. God, look at that sunset. It's a sunset, isn't it? It's 8:21 p.m. in game. For me right now, it's 9:21 a.m. Right, who have we got here? Private Valnor. We need to speak to you. Valnor. Tauren presence, Dustwallow Marsh, ring a bell? Let me think. Nah, I haven't seen any come here recently. Brackenwall Village is a remote outpost and they barely have anything to trade. On the other hand, I remember one Tauren fella living in Brackenwall. We fought side by side during the siege, but I haven't seen him in ages. He probably drowned in the swamp. I hope he didn't. Okay, that's not a nice way to go. Drowning in the swamp. Ugh. Horrible. Right, we'll bring that back to Captain Garen Vimes, and when we do so, we will also set our hearth to Theramore. I think it's a good location to have it, because we can also just take the boat directly back to Eastern Kingdoms if we need to. Yeah, let's do that. What else have we got on our to-do list? So I'm glad we picked this one up, because we're going to head back to Desolace at some point soon. I do want to do these. These are in Alterac. And the Perinold Tiara, that's quite an interesting one. I believe the Perinolds, yeah, the ruling family of Alterac before that kingdom fell to ruin. So it's quite interesting. I didn't really know until I've been listening to an audiobook, one of the WoW ones, and it's about the period, I think, just after I get confused, the Second War. So where the Horde, the Orcs, came through the Dark Portal. Well, they came through it a second time. But in that first time, I believe the Perinolds, so the nobles, the rulers of Alterac, the kingdom of Alterac, they actually allowed the Horde to travel through Alterac. So giving them safe passage essentially. And then when the alliance, the kingdoms of humans had beaten back, and the dwarves as well had beaten back the orcs, the Perenolds were put under house arrest. And that's as far as I got to in the book, so no more spoilers, please. But it's interesting that I've just got to this point in the book, and we have a quest to look at this as well. It's nice actually, because when you look through these books, and something else I've been doing is, you know, when I come up across something that I don't understand or don't know or want to learn a bit more about lore-wise, I will, you know, type in to see if there's a YouTube video that someone has done on the lore of this section. But it also puts it into a new light when you come across these things outside of the game. So I'm now very interested to actually look to see what the Kingdom of Alterac looks like now. I remember from my classic days that it was a dilapidated place with some ogres inside. But that's all I remember. And I'm sort of eager, I suppose, to understand if it's, if it looked at all, if I can imagine that it looks similar to Stormwind or to Lordaeron, or maybe probably to Stromgarde. I mean, they were quite close, weren't they? Anyway, for now, let's go back to Captain Garen Vimes and let him know that we have talked to the guards around the area and that they have an idea about this Tauren that used to live near Brackenwall that we should probably try and find. So this is all we have. Well, it's a lead as good as any other. What can we do with this information? I wonder. These Grim Totem have been under our constant observation since they moved into Dustwallow. They're a nasty bunch, but I assure you, if it was them, we would already know. However, if this Tauren the scout spoke of really existed, we could ask about him in Brackenwall Village, in theory. Tensions with the Horde are high, and I don't want my men to see us negotiate with them. I had way too many deserters in recent months. That's true, you did. You could try to find his grave. The Tauren mummify their dead. I didn't know that. But since he was the only one here, I doubt the ogres knew about it. Just search for a graveyard or something like this close to Brackenwall. I doubt you'll find anything, but it's the only lead we have. And let's hope Lieutenant Caldwell returns soon with some information about Wreath. Absolutely. Okay, so try to find his grave. The Tauren mummify their dead. I doubt the ogres knew about it. Just search for a graveyard or something like this close to Brackenwall. Right, we will do that. Captain, we will be back when we have news. Okay, so first things first, we'll set our Hearthstone. And we will check our mailbox too. How are we doing bandage-wise? We're doing alright, to be honest. We'll soon be at Mage Weave level. I think we can actually go into the keep we were just in and talk to the medic there to get some triage training. And he will help us to learn how to use Mage Weave. I think that's how it works. Anything here? Oh, we have one successful auction for swiftness potions. Anything else? Oh, another one. Strangle Kelp and Silver Leaf. Didn't sell for very much, but better than nothing. Okay, so our silk actually didn't sell. I thought it was a good seller. Maybe not. Let's make this in our home. Is that okay, Janine? Can we come back here whenever we'd like? Of course you can. Thank you very much, Gian. Oh, Janine. Sorry, Janine. She was so kind to us too. We get the name wrong. What is that about? Okay, so we will head to Brackenwall Village. That's interesting because I thought, oh, Brackenwall Village is here. Why is that also called Brackenwall Village? What is going on? Come on, we need to get this right. We don't want to go to the wrong place. Let's close some of these up so we don't confuse ourselves too much. God, at some point, Swamp of Sorrows will need us to return as well. We have quests all over the map, don't we? It's, well, it's great, to be honest. Okay, search for the grave. Ask about him in Brackenwall. How can we ask, though? That's the thing. Okay, so I suppose then it will be around here, not up there. Because it's mentioning ogres. Tauren Mummify the Dead, but since he was the only one here, yeah, so I guess they're talking about the ogres and him being the only Tauren in the ogre place. So search for a graveyard close to Brackenwall. Okay, so we're going to head over there then. Let's get off-piste a little bit, get off the road. Hopefully it will shorten the trek a little bit if we can cross in over here. Also, it means that the ogres may not have any scouts in this sort of area. They may just have them on the road, in which case they won't see us coming, which is good. We don't want to provoke them at all. Right, Gennal, jump across if you will. God, some of these young Merc Threshers. Legendary beasts. Didn't know they existed. They're like the Loch Ness Monster, aren't they? Do you think that's what they're based at? I mean, obviously the Loch Ness Monster is based upon... what is the dinosaur called? The one that looks like this. In the water. A Diplodocus, but for the water. Anyway, they are cool looking beasts. The Diplodocus of the sea. Right. Can we... I mean, Tommy isn't a mountain goat, that's for sure. So making our way up these hillocks isn't a sure thing. This one looks a little bit less steep of a gradient. But not for Tommy it's not, unfortunately. I did hope at one point that we could blink up these as well, but I don't think that's possible. Anyway, this here looks like we could make our way up. Yes, good Tommy, well done. Can you keep going up here? Past this tree perhaps? Oh, it's a bit steep there. Goodness me. Right, we've made some progress. Can we get up here? Yes, we can. Oh, Tommy, well done. Come on. Not far left to go. Oh, fantastic. Well done. You do have a dinosaur on your tail, though. Maybe retract the tail. Good, I guess you have there. Right, Brackenwall Village. Close at hand. Oh, I thought that was like a tent, but actually it's just a very odd plant. Maybe it's a fallen plant, fallen tree, I don't know. Right, let's keep our eyes peeled now for a graveyard around here. Let's see what we see. Okay, so Mulgol. Could we ask Mulgol? I don't think we can actually. Graves around here? No. What about over here? Let's zoom in a little bit, get a better view. I presume they would have dug a grave outside of their town, not inside. Is this like a graveyard here? It could be. Oh, look, graves. Anything here? What about over there? Well, this definitely looks like a graveyard. Maybe this is the ogre's graveyard, not for Tauren. Okay, we'll keep looking. Okay, we cannot go inside under pain of death by the looks of it. So let's keep looking. We'll scout around the outside. There are more infiltrators. Be careful. We will move away so we don't give away your position there. Gosh, that was a close one. Try to find his grave. The Tauren mummify their dead. Since he was the only one here, I doubt the ogres knew about it. I just searched for a graveyard or something like this close to Brackenwall. I doubt you'll find anything. We'll go back to that grave, that graveyard, if we find nothing else. It's just interesting, I think, that it is a graveyard and it's nearby to Brackenwall. I sort of want to have the music up a little bit. There we go, the Horde music, fantastic. Is this another graveyard? Could be. You can look around. Ah. Turmoiled grave. Yes, a turmoiled grave, and this one is just turmoiled grave. Do you see that on the bottom right? Turmoiled, a turmoiled. Got a choice here. Let's go for a turmoiled grave. Nothing. But the turmoiled grave has something. In the grave, you find skeletal remains of a Tauren. He must have died at least a few years ago. The grave, however, has been recently dug up and hastily buried with earth. The dirt is still loose. It must have been no longer than a few weeks. Some equipment is buried with the Tauren too. Leather straps, metal coins, and pauldrons. And a beautiful one-handed axe. Okay, interesting. And we got some reputation there with Theramore. Who dug up the grave and why? Did they take the shield from it? More questions, still no answers. You should report back to Captain Garen Vimes. Let's do that. And now we can actually simply half our way back. Let's do that. This is a great quest line. Really is. Yeah, very much enjoying this one. Okay. Let's browse goods. Nothing to sell, actually. Cool. Almost 29 gold. Gosh, we're getting there. Definitely are. At some point we will head back to wherever it was to Ratchet and sell some stuff as well into the auction house. All of a sudden, it's become very dark and rainy where I live. Gosh, English weather. That's all I have to say, and I think that explains everything as well. It is unpredictable. You know, it was boiling, very, very warm, very hot just last week, and now it is turned entirely. Garen, we're back. We found the grave. Dug up grave of a Tauren warrior. Another mystery, another question. Let me gather my thoughts on this. So, Gennal, You say that he died a long time ago. It is no coincidence. The shield must have been taken from his grave, but why? Why would anyone do this? This doesn't make any sense. If someone wanted us to blame the Horde, they could have found a better way to do it, for sure, damn it. Okay. Garen, I feel the same way. Allow me to just ask the musicians to turn their volume down a little bit. Another thing, Lieutenant Caldwell still hasn't returned from his mission to find Pavel Wreath. Fearing the worst. But alas, we can only wait. When it comes to our investigation, well, another dead end. However, Falcon reported that the Horde has been causing some trouble. Please assist him with this matter, Gennal. He is where you met him before. Okay. Falgren Hastiel, we remember he is by the Shady Rest Inn. We will go to him. A lot of travelling in this quest line, which I like a lot. Right, let's do a few more buffs. This quest line as well is a lot, well, it's much more extensive, let's say that, than I remember it being when I was a child. It feels much more all-encompassing as well. Like there is certainly a mystery afoot. But I wonder though if Turtle Wild added some details to it. And I say that because they've clearly modified it slightly. The reason I know this is because when we do this quest, we're getting reputation with Theramore. And so they must have gone into the files, at least changed to whom reputation was coming from. So if they've changed that, then it seems like they spent at least a bit of time on this quest line. Oh, a ship. Did we see this before? I don't know. Should we take a little bit of a second to look into this ship? I cannot see it at all. It's so murky under here that we can see almost no distance in front of us. Come on then, let's kill some of these muckshell clackers. Clacker, what a name. It is a fairly high level. I mean, it's similar to us. We just have a little swim inside, see if we can find anything. Maybe this ship was carrying some cargo that the Theramorians would appreciate having back. But it's kind of like stuck inside of this. That's weird. How is it stuck inside of this like hillock? Go on, let's go inside here. Inside this room. Nothing that I can see. The barrel. Great. Nothing down here. Ah, I like this. Yes, I love this. Bit of air. Can we make our way up? Nope. Help, help! Help, we're stuck. Help, we're drowning. Not really. Okay, well, there's nothing for us here. But we explored. We made sure that there was nothing that of value to bring back to Theramore. I like this stuff. I love this just sort of colour that's added to the world. Oh gosh, they've really slowed us down. 63% movement speed reduction. The move called Tendon Rip. I mean, absolutely that ripped our tendon. 2 pieces. Not quite into 2 pieces, but 2 TOO. You know what? I think YouTube is kind of interesting because it's sort of like this platform where when you're streaming, I don't know if it's really made or like optimized for streaming. I hope it does get better. I find like it's very difficult to find streams. Now, I don't know if people even come to YouTube to find streams either. It might be worth me maybe streaming more on Twitch or something instead, and then posting these videos over onto here. But something I'm finding is that there's a huge day-to-day variance of viewers. Like Monday is the worst for people viewing, which makes sense, I suppose. Beginning of the week, and I expect that people are busy with going to work and school and all the rest. So that makes sense. I do wonder whether YouTube will eventually invest in maybe creating like a live stream section. A bit like Twitch. Well, exactly like Twitch, in fact, where you could just simply search through for live streams of a particular game or whatever it is, real life. If they did that, that would be a contender for Twitch. That really would. I mean, the fact they have live streaming on YouTube means that they at least are interested in competing. But if they could introduce something like that, that would be a move. That would be a way forward. But the reason I don't stream on Twitch, well, there's two. One, I like to keep everything in one place. I know I can do that. I could do that with sort of uploading these videos onto YouTube after I stream on Twitch. So that's a thing I could do. But the main reason is because of like the limitations they have on stream quality. People seem to be fine with it, and I don't quite understand how, because they have a limit to your bitrate. I think what people do primarily is they reduce the quality of their streams for Twitch. Maybe like the resolution to 720p or something like that. Streaming. Because until you become a partner, I think you're limited about 6,000 bitrate, which is not much. It really isn't very much at all. So it does make me loath, let's say, to stream there. Right. We can see Valgrind Hastil there in the distance. Valgrind, we've been sent by the captain.
Can I help you?
I suspect they might know something.
See you around.
Or was that it?
What can I do for you?
You remember the orc, right? You mean the one right in front of you? He wants us to talk. He knows something that we don't. Gennal, please remain calm and try not to provoke them. I know it may be difficult given our history, but they're much like you and me. Just perhaps a bit more green. Okay, let's speak with Valgrind to begin the meeting. Let's do that.
You need something?
I am ready for the meeting. I think we've actually had this meeting before. I am Valgrind Hastil, Scout of Thermal. Why did you call for this meeting? We saw you investigate the inn. We wanted to assure you it's not the Horde's doing. We found this shield strapped to the wall of the inn. Do you have any recollection of this object? Let me see. By the ancestors. Yes, I know this shield. It belonged to Waterpole, a Tauran warrior who once lived in the Brackenwall village. He died a long time ago. Do you know how it could have ended up in the inn? We found his grave, and it was recently disturbed. To disturb the grave of a fallen warrior? I assure you I know nothing of this. It seems like someone wanted to make us blame you for the burning of the inn. Indeed. Have you found anything else in the investigation? Yeah, Quillbore footprints. False lead. I see you did some work too. And the badge of one of the deserters, Pavel Wreath. We couldn't find Wreath, though. Have you seen him by any chance? This is a delicate matter. The actual reason I called for the meeting. Pavel Wreath is dead. He was a deserter. While I still would have preferred to arrest him and allow for a just trial, you understand that you killed him. We do not blame you. If only it was that simple. We knew he was connected to the burning of the inn, and we wanted to investigate him. Before we could talk, we were attacked by Theramore soldiers. One of them bore the name Coldwell. Attacked? Unprovoked by the Theramore soldiers? I swear to the Light Orc, if you were lying. Oh, Caldwell. I swear upon my ancestors and my war chief. They killed him in cold blood. Quick arrow pierced his heart. We also barely made it out alive. There are more soldiers would never. We shall investigate this, but if we found out that your words aren't true. I am sorry for the loss of your comrades. While you investigate this, we shall follow another lead we have. Black Dragon Flight. Interesting. And we will investigate from Theramore. But be warned, Org, your story doesn't add up. Let's meet here once we know more. I hope you find truth in your city of stones. Okay. Well, we assisted a lot there. I guess we were the second. We had his back in case something actually happened. But nothing did. So I think we're okay. Right, we will head back to Theramore Isle, I believe. Let's do it. Hearthstone is definitely still on cooldown. So Black Dragonflight is well involved. Oh my gosh, this is an epic quest chain, it is true. Uh-oh. Withervine Merbeast. Ugh, I was a bit concerned there. No need to be. The Merbeast kept its distance. Probably a little bit, you know. Saw Gennal and was like, oh gosh, fire. I know that her type can cast fire, but it didn't realise that Gennal is terrible at fire magic. It had nothing to worry about. It should have attacked. Here as well that next week is how the Turtle WoW devs described it, is when the Greymane Wall, the Gilneas patch, will be released. And seeing as we're I think at a good level, we could probably head down there. Probably head to there. So I would like to do that at some point too. Only if it makes sense for Gennal, though. Obviously, we're not going to force it if it doesn't. Yeah, I think I would have liked to have spent a bit more time in Desolace today. Learning a little bit more about that place. It's absolutely fascinating, to be honest. Seeing the Night Elven ruins, learning a bit more about that. Yeah, the Night Elves really were spread across the, or at least across the, across Kalimdor. Not so sure about the Eastern Kingdoms. I wonder as well, I think the Night Elves were the original elves. The Kaldarai, I think it means children of the stars. Then I don't quite know the origins of the High Elves. I think the High Elves were the Keldarai, or are called the Keldarai. And then you have the Blood Elves, which are just High Elves, but I guess aligned politically differently. The Sindorai. I don't know of the origins of High Elves compared to Night Elves. Was it sort of like a speciation event? Maybe? Where there was a, maybe some sort of geographical isolation between two Night Elven groups. And then enough time passed and they no longer were the same as the children of the stars. They became children of the sun. I don't know what Keldorai means. Maybe something like that. This guy's a little bit of a different colour. Muckshell Macrura. Ah, okay. Clackers and Macrura. There we are. So I think we'll finish off this quest and then we will call it a day for now. And then we'll be back into our usual schedule. I think with the queues all improved this week. I was very tempted to play Retail WoW instead because of what's been going on with Turtle WoW. But unless Turtle WoW has something like that occur, but for a prolonged period of time, I think we'll stick around with what we've got here. Because the story is fantastic. I mean, they've added so much that I think I would feel like I'm missing out now going back to Retail. But if needs must, then we will do that. Because I've already thought a little bit about another RP character we could do. I'd probably do it on like Wrath Classic. I don't know, maybe just original Classic, but I had an idea for Wrath Classic of what we would do. Right. Garen, you've seen our face so many times today. We are back.
What can I do for you?
We have met with the enemy. You met with the Horde unauthorized. This could have provoked a major diplomatic incident. At least you learned important information, I guess.
Go with honor.
We did.
Well met.
What's next? So the shield really belonged to the Tauren from Blackwall. Good work. On the other hand, the reported killing of Pavel Reith by our soldiers is troubling. Deeply troubling. I cannot just trust the Horde on this. My role as a captain is not only to order, but also to serve. I'm worried that Lieutenant Caldwell only acted in his self-defense. But if the Orc was really speaking the truth, you may find some evidence in Caldwell's belongings. You can find his quarters downstairs. You were sent there with a soldier named Hallen. Check hers too. I'll prepare the report for Lady Jaina.
The Alliance.
Okay, we'll do that. Thankfully, it's only downstairs that we're going, so it's not too far. This makes a difference. I mean, every other quest we've had today has been walk 20 miles to the next quest point. All right, so here we go. There are more trunk and personal belongings. Let's look in both of those. Anything in the trunk? A Kultiran badge. Hidden weapons. What is going on here? And what else are we going to find in these personal belongings? A letter to Voss. Who is Voss? Well, let's go back to the captain and see if he can make anything of these items. Garen, we found some things in their belongings. What do you make of these? This is embarrassing, especially for me as a captain.
Light bless you.
What's embarrassing, Captain?
Do for you.
It is true. My soldiers, whomst I thought as most loyal, were actually deserters. I wonder how many more hide in our midst. But for now, let's gather the information. Caldwell and Hallen were deserters. They killed Pavel Reith when he was questioned by the Horde. Did they do it just to spite the Horde, or he knew something? Once again, our findings lead us to the deserters in the swamp. Well, I doubt that we can make them talk. They hate us, maybe even more than they hate the Horde. Any mindless attack on their abode will not provide us with answers. We need to turn to magic. Forbidden magic. We had something that belonged to Pavel Reith. We could commune with his spirit. It's a dangerous practice. Many would even consider it unethical. The ends justified the means, though, and fortunately we have his badge. Since he passed recently with unfinished business, his spirit may still be in Azeroth. Go to the Mage Tower here and explain the situation to Magus Hallister. We'll do this. Magus Hallister is an interesting one. He seems to be the go-to guy for dark magic. He wants us to investigate the Mana Rock, Desolace, and now we're going to him to, well, to ask him to do something else unethical, another branch of magic. Dark magic. Okay, well, let's get on Tommy and run away over there. What an interesting quest line, though. And it's just from a technical point of view as well. It's interesting to me how each point in the quest requires you to... It's not like a nice continuance. It sort of requires you to complete it, then talk to them again to get the next point. Don't know what's up with that. Right, Hallister, we've been sent to you. The ritual of divination. Yes, I am able to perform it, but be wary, High Elf. It is extremely dangerous for the spirit and for the caster.
See you around. You need something?
Well, I'm prepared. Very well. If it is Captain Vime's wish, who am I to say no? But if we are to make the ritual as safe as possible for the spirit and for us, I would need some rare ingredients. Your best bet would be buying them in Dalaran. Well, if it still existed. I have heard rumours that the Kirin Tor is trying to rebuild a magic city, so if you don't mind travelling, maybe they have some ingredients needed. The rest can be found in these swamps if you have a keen eye. I need 1 arcane resonator from Dalaran, 3 lesser moonstones, and 10 swamp ooze echoes. I heard reports of ooze abominations in the south. Okay, back to Dalaran. Well, to Dalaran for the first time. I wonder if that's the one that's at Alterac. Probably. Well, I think that's the end point for this questline for now. I don't believe that we can do much more for them. So instead, maybe what we should do is think about our next port of call. We'll leave that questline for a bit and we will do something else. So we actually have South Shore, Alterac and Arathi Highlands quests that we've left for a good period of time. But we also have these in Dustwallow Marsh. Sorry, in Desolace rather. That I would very much like to do. So I reckon that we should fly back to Desolace and do those. Right. Baldric, may we have a flight to Nigel's Point in Desolace? Aye. Thank you. And while we fly there, I will be right back, so I'll be a few minutes. See you in a second. We're back. Hello. Let's ask some friends in Desolace. Hey all, where do we find the mob for the Lingering Mother quest? I don't want someone to tell us, oh, just get an add-on. I don't want that. I want to know. I want to know all the details. But let's firstly head to Thunder Axe Fortress for the Scepter of Light questline. Azor Aldemort, the Argent Dawn. So it's rumoured that they have acquired the Scepter of Light from the Naga. The Scepter is able to sink entire cities under the Great Seas. Wow. And the Burning Blade, they're not aligned with the Horde, actually. So they're a bit like the Dragonmaw clan as well, who aren't aligned with the Horde. And I think there are some others, the Black Rocks as well. Not Horde aligned. Which is quite fascinating. I mean, it's fascinating, but also, makes total sense. The Horde is only comprised of, one... The trolls, for example, I'm trying to remember which clan the trolls are, but I can't quite. Clearly we have the Zandalar in future expansions. They join the Horde as well. Anyway, so let's just make sure that we are heading in the right way. So we want to retrieve the scepter yourself, held by a Burning Blade Seer. So a Burning Blade Seer. Top one of the Thunder Axe watchtowers. Now I wonder if it's not going to be this one. This one seems unlikely. But let's jump up there. Tommy couldn't quite make his way up there. Let's run all the way. We need a Seer. That's not a Seer. Is this a Seer? That's a Reaver. No, nothing going on there. Let's jump across. Make our way around here to this entrance. Final Dodd, healing himself like a pro. Okay, let's go inside. We'll try here. That's an Augur, not a Seer. I can weed. Oh, a Twofer. Goodness me. We didn't need to cast that Frostbolt, actually. It's just overkill there, Gennal. The crit. We have everything we need, I believe. Right, let's try this watchtower. Let's kill off this guy first. If it's not here, I wonder if the Thunder Axe Fortress actually extends a little bit. Because I know that it's a mine shaft. It's definitely something we saw. It's Fell Sworn. Might be up here. Oh gosh, this guy actually has an auctioneer. So the Lingering Mother quest. This person wants some help with it. Shall we help them out? Because we do want to. Ah, Lunars, hello. Hey. Is this for the scepter? of light. I spelled scepter wrong. Scepter. Ah, do you want to invite Rinaldi as well? Wow, fantastic. And this is an auctioneer. Gosh. Here is the seer. Fantastic. Woo. TY-O. Bye. And obviously, slow falling away. Like a pro. We did see someone here wanting some help with the Lingering Mother quest. Let's do that. Hey, still need help? Let's get that one out of the way too. Let's leave party here. Let's see if they want to help. Or need help, or want help. Okay, let's just get them to invite us. Is it going to be way down here? Is that right? Only there. Fantastic. Hey. They're a mage. Do they not think they could do it themselves? I bet they could have done. So I wouldn't have found this mob because I wasn't looking in the right place. This is good. This is another one out the way though. And we're helping a creature that really awestruck Gennal. Oh my gosh, here it is. Do we have to do anything to it? I don't think so. I think we just kill the mob. Alright, let's try and take its focus back to us for a bit, if we can. Doesn't seem like we're able to, actually. God, this character's doing a lot of damage. What a nice block. We definitely could have soloed this, though, I think. Aha! Great. TY. Okay, take care. Gotta always be polite to these Turtle WoW players. They waved goodbye. I'm gonna do the bye as well. / bye. Aldial Shalar. How pretty. That sounded very nice. God, I said we were going to stop earlier, but I've continued. Because Turtle WoW got me like... I just love following the story, to be honest. It is a lovely story. And I think something else, as I've got older, I've talked about this maybe, or touched on it a few times, but I still feel this way, that I occasionally get these feelings where I don't want to waste my time in life. And gaming was something that I felt like wasted some time. We'll come back to this in a second. Do you have the Scepter of Light? The elusive Scepter of Light. Your acquisition of it has removed a grave threat to the world. Well done, Mage, well done. Gennal, I entrust you with the Gem of the Serpent. Place this gem on the serpent statue's hand on Rana's Jar Isle, a small island northwest of here. Placing it will summon the one who protects the Book of the Ancients. This book contains the secrets of the Naga, secrets that have been kept for centuries. Bring this book to me, and we will learn much about our scaled foes. Cool. We'll do that, and we know exactly where that is, because we've been over here already. Oh, fantastic, Gennal. Well done. That was a pro slowfall. Right, we're going to make our way all the way to this isle here, Rana's Jar Isle, where we started our journey this morning. As I was saying, that one thing that I felt with age is that I don't want to, since my 20s, I don't want to be inefficient. I don't want to waste time. I want to do things that will, for lack of a better term, improve me. It sounds stupid. It does. But I think that comes down to being, I don't know, hungry for more, but mainly it's just, feeling somewhat inadequate, I suppose. Never quite feeling like you're enough. I'm not going to get deep about it, but I think it's clear that some of these feelings of having to improve, the incessant feelings, come from, a troubled past, let's say. Even if that troubled past is just feeling like you had to compete a lot, or you had lots of school friends who are very smart, and even if it's something simple like that. So I have had this feeling ever since I entered my 20s. I'm now in my 30s, and I think that it's disappearing a little bit, but not much. It's sort of eased up a little bit. And I found it very difficult for a while to actually even play computer games, because I felt like that was the use of time that wasn't efficient, or wasn't helping me to improve in a way that I cared about. But actually, the things that I care about have changed, and thus how I feel about games has changed a little bit too. Like, I care more about people, conversations, and I think and meaning. And one of the main places I used to get meaning from was work. And now I suppose I feel like I get a lot of meaning from, as is obvious, from relationships with people. And one way to do that is through gaming and playing with friends. Another way is through storytelling. And I feel like this allows for both of those things. I definitely feel like I get a lot from being able to play these games. I learn how to, tell a better story. It engages my imagination, which I love, actually. I really love. I found that it's bled over into my real life as well, and that I absolutely am feeling like I take more time to look at the world and to look at the details in the world and think about stories about who people are as well and where they've come from. And so actually playing these games in this way has made me look at the world in a more intricate manner, let's say, more careful way. And then also just the sort of the social component as well. It's definitely helped me to become more of a sort of a person that takes time to, or spends time with friends now a bit more, and socializes a bit more. And this is a conversation topic for a lot of people as well. People are very interested in hearing about this. Anyway, I think there have been lots of positives that have come from this. The only thing that I'm finding now, though, is I don't want to play these games too much. There is absolutely this phenomenon of sort of like over engaging in a pleasure. I think if you were to have too much of a good thing, that thing can become become too much, I think, and you become sick of it. It's sort of like listening to a song that you absolutely adore over and over and over again. When you do that, I tend to not want to hear it anymore until I've spent a bit more time away from it. So with this game, and this streaming, I try to only play it for 2 hours a day max in the mornings before work, because it keeps me in a place where I'm just on the cusp of getting a bit sort of like, oh, that's too much, but not quite there. So it keeps me eager for the next day's adventuring. Right, so what's going on here? We keep doing this thing. I entrust you with the gem of the serpent. Place the gem. It will summon the one who protects the book of the ancients. Right, we'll keep doing it then until it summons that one. Anyway, I think all of that to say that there has been some interest. Oh god, shit! We didn't get the hit on this mob, the tag. That's okay. We'll keep chatting for a bit instead. Anyway, all that to say, there's been some interesting changes, I feel, in the way that I face gaming now compared to how I used to, and also just the changes this is provoked in me. Seem to be all positive, and it's fun, you know. It's nice to engage the child in you again. I feel like I know that that's something that is very much lost in society today, and I wonder if it ever was as bad as I feel like modern day is, in terms of like actually losing a sense of fun in adult years. You know, children obviously know how to have fun, they know how to use their imagination, but adults don't tend to, or at least they tend to be the harbingers, let's say, of the opposite of fun, of seriousness, of adulthood, I suppose. But I think play is very important. There's lots of studies on play in children and how it encourages them to socialize, to learn how to socialize, to learn boundaries, all these things. But in adults, I don't know if it's so well understood as to its benefits. But I can imagine from like a creativity point of view that engaging your imagination regularly would help you to be more creative, if that's what you care about in whatever it is that you are most interested in. Oh, let's use this, the gem of the serpent. Who knows? I mean, as I said, one of the small changes that I found in myself thus far is that I do find myself going through the world and engaging in this sort of creative, imaginative process of trying to guess why things are the way they are, why certain buildings are shaped the way they are, and it's just weird, boring stuff, but actually things I never gave the time to think about previously. It's sort of a feeling of, or a bit like mindfulness, I suppose, in the way that I go about the world. I'm more present at the same time as being sort of stuck in my head, creating scenarios about what I'm seeing around me. Okay. If you're wondering, the reason I didn't say hi to Serene as well is because I've already grouped with Serene. We grouped earlier today, just before we got to this island. Both of us were killing the spirit of The lingering mother, Halkiote. So we're already, you know, great friends. Oh, I used to love. Actually, where is it? Seems like I just picked up a bastard sword. Oh my god, he stole our bastard sword. I was trying to pick it up. But apparently I didn't actually get it. I was going to say I loved getting bastard swords back in the day because they were money makers, you know. For a grey item they would sell for quite a bit. But apparently I didn't even get it. Not in line of sight, of course. Let's try summoning again. It's this guy we need, Lord Kragaru. Doesn't seem to like to spawn very regularly. Well, in the meantime, we will keep killing these slither blades. Nagas are an interesting thing too. I don't know much about them. Having learned more about the centaurs, I think it would be a good shout to do a bit more reading into Nagas. Alright, Kragaru has disappeared. Is it our time? It is our time. Oh, there's so much lag at the moment. If you can see down here, we're yellowed. So I'm not quite getting the spells off as I'd like to. TY. Alright, let's head off. And back to Ethelrethel to find that mage. See ya. And then we will leave group. There we go. Quite like the name. Serene, let's pretend. I think that's how you pronounce it. Gosh, look at that. How delicate we are. Floating along on our turtles. That's fantastic. Brilliant. Need to know more about this tower. It must be Night Elven, as it looks similar to this design here, just ginormous. Ginormous, is that a word? It's like a mixture of gigantic and enormous. Ginormous? Can't be a word. I've been using it all my life as though it is. I'm going to need someone smart to inform me of my mistake there. Oh, look, another friend on their turtle. I wish Turtle Well had gone into a little bit more depth as to why everyone in this world has turtles. Like, why is it that turtles are so common? And riding turtles at that. It's an odd one. So, were we getting reputation with the Argent Dawn for doing these quests? It looks like we were, which is nice. I still don't quite understand. So the Argent Dawn, what are they all about? It's because they're against the Scourge, I believe. I also have questions about this guy. What's he going to do with that Scepter of Light that he got that apparently has city-ending potential? Azor. We have the Book of the Ancients. The long-lost Book of the Ancients. I will ensure this book is passed on to the High Council. You've done well today, and for that, you are to be thanked. As a hero, you should be thanked. Okay, so we'll have these wrist Tufts. Thank you. Okay, so what are they like? They are an increase, I mean less intellect, but we get some stamina from those two, and some spirit. So we'll put those on and keep them on. Thank you, and goodbye, Aldemort. I'm saddened that we don't get to know a bit more about you, but hey ho. Let's actually head up here a little bit. We do need to head down south to go to the centaurs over here and Manarok Coven. So perhaps if we just clear some of this fog and explore a little bit, that could be exciting. It will be exciting. Definitely for me. So we've done so much today. We've explored this entire coastline, been underwater into that ship, been onto this Ranazjar Isle, done a few quests over in... Gosh, should we go around here? We've got a choice now. A few quests over in Dust Wallow. If we go up here, do you think Tommy can make it? It's quite a steep pass. It looks like there's a path though. Let's take the path. Gosh, almost didn't make it up that. The thing is, he's got very sort of, stumpy legs. Which aren't conducive to hill walking and running. Uh-oh, looks like, is this a dead end? No, it's still going up. It's just a very bushy tree. Oh god, alright, this is the end of that path. Well, Tommy tried. But that is, I suppose, a long lost path to the ages that's become overgrown and I guess a hill grew out of the ground over time, over years. Anyway, we'll take the easier path for Tommy's stubby little legs and go round the corner here. An alternative is we could have swum around, but I think we would have missed out on exploring the landscape a bit. The sea is all kind of the same. There are a few ships here and there that are sunk. I think this is probably more interesting. No, I think only goats can make it up that, not Tommy. Right, we do actually need to go, I think, here as well. There is a quest to hand in, which is the Ghostoplasm. Oh, look at this. Rigger Gizzleton. This is Rigger Gizzleton asking for assistance, escorting my caravan past Manarok Coven. I'm on the road east of Shadowprey Village. Where is Shadowprey Village, I wonder? I don't know. Oh my gosh. I think he's alright. The scrimps. He should be okay. Oh, feigned death. Fine. Right, so the Kodo Graveyard. I think the quest was sort of... I don't think it was up high, but I'm going to stay up high for a second just to get a better look. What's that? There's a place over there too. We'll go over there eventually and find out. But let's just take a look over this ridge to see if we can find the quest giver for the Ghostoplasm. Maybe it's further over here. Maybe. Oh, I think it's that one. Okay. Yeah, that's got to be the camp. Oh, 43 Tauren Hunter. Will he be nice? Maybe he's not going to blink right into him. Yes, okay. Horny's Brimbuzzle. We have the Ghostoplasm. There it is. Looks like you got some of it on you too. Kind of smelly, eh? That's bad, because we've had it on. We did this quest many days ago, so for 5 days we've had it on us. Well, thanks a lot for all the trouble, Gennal. This stuff will be worth a fortune. If I can convince the centaurs, that is. Okay, well, we'll take the buckler, because I think it will sell for more. See you later, Horners. I hope you make your fortune out here. Right. Now, I said that we saw something over here. So let's go into that direction now and explore. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a bit more grand than I expected. Are these maybe troll ruins? Because I could see like a troll hut over there. I thought this was like a house, but actually no, it's like it's a pillar that's fallen over. I don't want to just go inside willy-nilly. If there's a reason for us to, then we will. But Valley of Spears. I hope this isn't like a horde stronghold. What do we think? Oh, okay, there's some... I don't know what banner this represents. But it's, oh god, okay, 37 Marauder. Oh gosh, oh my gosh. I didn't know that they'd all spawned. Right, let's head out. I think there is an escort quest in here somewhere. So we will actually return here, but I want to return maybe with another reason to come back to. So if there is another quest, then that brings us there, then we'll do the escort at the same time. Okay, so the only other place to explore is over here. So let's keep an eye out though, just in case there's goblins here and there seeking their fortune in other ways. Another tower like we saw over here, Ethel Rethel. What is this tower? God, there's so many places I want to go. Should we go here first, just to see this tower? And that also brings us to Manarok Coven, where we need to kill some Manaroks for Magus Hallister in Theramore. You can see Feralus just peeking over the mountainous outskirts of Desolace. Right, so first things first then, let's take a look around the circumference of this massive tower. There's some infernals here. Oh gosh, there's a succubus here too. Doesn't seem to be any quests though around this tower. So let's just start off. Oh, nice start, Gennal. Big God. That's some big numbers you're kicking out. Okay, should we try and find the mobs we need? So let's buff up. Put dampen magic on 2. And let's try to find things we need. So what are they called? Manarok Demonic Sigil. Is there I ask you to acquire this? I think it's just slaying these. So we just slay them. Hopefully one of them will drop it. All the demons around here. I think next we'll do a bit of AoE. Oh, there's a Burning Blade Summoner too. Yeah, so I'm not certain who's going to drop this item we need. But if we kill maybe a few... What is this? Where did this come from? Oh, I thought it interrupted, but I guess I got in between the casts. I wonder if if I should hope that something comes out of this portal or not. Oh my god, there's two of them. Let's evocate. And then we'll kill this one. We could kill both, actually. I'm just hoping this warlock doesn't try to hurt us. Alright, let's pull this other one too. I think he might be waiting for something to come out. Alright, let's do this. Let's blink. Let's put down a blizzard there. It touched one of them, both of them, good. Another one ready. Okay, we can jump into them soon enough. There we go. Oh, let's take this one. God, we're killing such a mix of demons right now. Demon Portal Guardian. Wow. Let's get a mana agate down our throats. God, they do quite a bit of damage. If they crit us again, it would not have been nice. Alright, we'll sit down. Apparently the server restart in 10 minutes. So we'll have to be prepared for that too. I think that if we just keep killing those... Yeah, finding one may be rare. Okay. So I think that what we're doing is absolutely fine. Just running around, killing all the demons we see. So let's do a bit of AE here too. And then on this one. Apparently we have a corpse over there that we didn't really loot. AoE is very nice. I've actually been playing another game recently. I've been playing a bit of Diablo 4. And playing a sorcerer on there, of course. And that's been a lot of fun too. Trying all the AoE. Never properly played any of the Diablos, or played a little bit of Path of Exile, which I guess is, you know, a similar style. But I've been really enjoying it. You know, something a bit different. But it's just a game that feels very nice to get right. You know, the different combinations of spells and abilities and using them synergistically. It just feels lovely. Alright, another demon that seems to want to resist us a lot. Oh, I guess immune to fire. I did actually see it casting that fire ward, so I should have recognised that. Alright, let's find another mob. We'll head a little bit further over here, I think. Just because I think it's nice to explore these areas. You never know if you're going to come across, you know, a quest around here or something a bit interesting. Like here we have maybe a alchemical bench, something like that. So we can think a little bit about who was doing work here, what kind of dark magic were they involved in. Alright, let's put a few more, get a group of them. Another succubus. Oh, okay, I guess we'll just play like that. Alright, get some distance. I feel like these Doom Warders, for some reason, should have a higher drop chance. They just seem pretty... whatever the evil term for majestic is, they seem like that. Come on, Mage Hunter, you should fall down too. There we are. Delicious cave mod. Oh. Gennal, are you excited to eat that? Why can we not loot this corpse? There we are. Come on. Another drink, some lembas bread. So what do we reckon was going on up here? Oh, there's another Nether Sister 2 succubus. Gennal should be able to inspect these potions and give us an idea of what was going on. So if we look up here, I mean, what kind of dark magic were they playing with? Gennal, what do you think? Use your expert eye to determine what was going on. After you've killed these, of course. Take your time. I wonder if the mobs can come down here. They probably can, can't they? I'll restart in 5 minutes now. I think we'll be fine. And then one this guy down to finish off. Keen axe. Ugh. That was big. Alright, so Gennal, what do you reckon? Well, they have a few vials here. They've got the red colour, a little bit, orangey. The book suggests something to do with the heart and blood. Yeah, they were making love potions. I don't know if they were, Gennal. Love potions, demons. Sounds a little bit ridiculous. Why is it not looting these items? I think there's a little bit of lag. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Oh, a Grom's blood. Wow, that's something I haven't seen for a long time. Grom's blood. What have you got over there as well? Mithril deposit. Wow. Yeah, Grom's blood brings me back. I don't think it's very common. Big crits again. Just what you love to see against these lesser infernals. Okay, they're putting a fire ward up, so just keep with the frost. And we'll be all good, Gennal. Fantastic. Oh! There we go. Just as the server restart's about to kick in too, we get the item we need. Fantastic. So, next on the agenda then is, well, after the server restart, we will talk to the Kolkar Centaurs. As the Kolkar, or the Gelkis rather, we've killed the Kolkar. The Gelkis rather. Should we kill this guy? What do you reckon? Should we just try it out and see how Gennal does? Come on. Rank 1. Oh, he's going to definitely charge us. Definitely not in line of sight. Oh gosh. Rank 1. There's too much lag. What is going on? Ah. There we are. Okay, so he's going to probably berserking and then go for us again. He's got a lot of health though. Yeah, too much lag to really... Okay, so he's got that going on. Let's just stay here so he can't charge us. Fab. Well done, Gennal. Even with lag, you succeeded. So, with the server restart, they're going to apply the hotfix for the queues. So that hotfix will give priority to EU players. And it seems like it's going to be a 10-minute downtime. So in that case, I think what we'll do is we'll leave it there when the servers drop off, and we'll be back tomorrow. But for now, I've had a lot of fun. I think we've done some good stuff, got lots of quests out of the way, and learned some more, and imagined some more as well about the Night Elven history of this place. Look at this, they're friendly. The Gelkis are friendly to us. This is cool. This brings me back. Yeah, because this is who I was friendly with when I played this game in Classic. And so I remember where their camp is, but I don't remember this path all the way into the cavern. Is that new? That looks very cool. I don't remember that at all. But I do remember the quest givers being here. So, there's one here. Who do we hand the quest into as well? Anyway, we're not going to find out because we are disconnected from the server and the downtime will be max 10 minutes. But we're going to leave it there for today. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, my time, GMT, and have another stream then. So thank you very much for joining us. And back to our normally scheduled streams from tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.